Welcome to the Bold Goal Crusher podcast for anyone looking to stop letting life get in the way and start crushing bold goals. I'm your host, Sara Mayer, and I'm thrilled to navigate this journey with you because it's time to start boldly achieving without working double time. So let's dive in. Hello, Bold Goal Crushers. We are in the middle of January, and you know what that means. Many of you set goals or resolutions at the beginning of the year, and you may be a little bit off track, and that's okay. But it's time to create a process so you are able to stay on track. And I know that the new year brings this pressure to set goals, to post them, and many times it's not the best time to set goals because simply there's just so much going on in January. You can start fresh every single week. So I want to take a step back and I want you to think about the process of how you are going to keep your goals at the forefront of your to-do list. And that all comes with building reflection and tracking time. Many people don't like the word reflection. They think that's too woo or too journaly. But you need to build time into your schedule to review your goals, to keep your goals at the forefront. I'll use an example. So I had a lot to do today, actually. And some of the things were not really easy. They were related to my goals. They were big, and they were things that I really needed to think about or mull over. But I also needed to replant some seedlings, some plants that I've been propagating. I also needed to pack for an upcoming trip. And so what do you think I did? I did those two things. I packed and I replanted those plants. Now, did it take me very long? No. It took me like 10 minutes to replant the plants, and it took me like 15 minutes to start the packing process. Now, I didn't finish the packing process. So now I have this unfinished task that I started that was not even on my list for today. And I've got plants and new pots, which is great, that needed to get done. But now I have a call. And so now I have a podcast recording. Now I have this. So the thing that I really needed to work on that I knew was going to take a little bit longer to do, I put off because I had these other things that I needed to do. But at the end of my week, at the end of my month, and at the end of my life, I certainly am not going to list packing for my trip this weekend or repotting these plants as one of the highlights of my life. Let's just be real. But if I had worked towards my goal at the end of my life, at the end of my week, at the end of my month, I would be really proud that I advanced towards that goal. And so this happens to everyone, even me. I know to put my goals forward, but it's hard. It takes discipline and commitment every day. And that's really where our goals start to slip away from us when we don't put in that discipline and commitment. So I challenge you today to pick 1 to 3 things, big things that are related to your goal every single month that you will get done. And then break that down into 3 to 5 things a week and then 3 things a day. So your overarching goal may be to write a book. I'm just using that as an example because people can relate, but that may be a 2 to 3 year goal. So if you were to break that down into this month, you may be focused on chapter 1. Or actually, I'm going to back it up. You may be focused on creating a good outline. So this month, you want to get your outline done for your entire book. All right. So week 1, you will start to put together the outline from stories that you already have or topics you know you want to cover. And you'll do that by researching this content you already have, and you'll come up with 3 to 5 actions a day. Week 2, you may refine the outline. You may get into more depth in the outline. You may create some paragraphs and structure around the outline so it's not just bullets. Week 3, you might start to ask for feedback from other people about the outline. And week 4, you can incorporate that. And so every day there could be a little action on that. So when you're outlining the various chapters, that could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you start to flesh out those chapters. And then at the end of the month, you've achieved your objective of creating an outline. Now, you haven't achieved your big goal of writing the book, but you've moved the ball forward every single week by chunking that down. And then what you do is at the end of the day, you ask yourself, did I move this ball forward? How did I do? Why didn't I move it forward? What am I stuck on? Who do I need to talk to? And that's a great way. This doesn't need to be a daily 30-minute reflection. Take 5 minutes. One of the things that I do is I use the Clever Fox calendar. Many of you guys know that. And in the day section, you'll see here, if you're watching on YouTube, there's like this box where you can put appointments. I don't do that. I write in this box at the end of the day what my reflection is for that day. Was I productive? Where did I get stuck? Who do I need to talk to? So use the tools you already have. Take 5 minutes at the end of the day. Reflect on how you did. Take 5 minutes at the beginning of the day to think about what your goals are and what are the actions that you can take that day to meet the eventual goal. And then at the end of the week, rinse and repeat. Do that same process again. How did the week go? Did you move the goal forward, or is it still sitting in stall? Are you still in neutral in the car? And if you are, don't be so hard on yourself. There are weeks where you're not going to be able to focus on anything that's difficult, and just repotting your plants is success. So know that you don't need to be so hard on yourself, but you need to make the corrections for the next week, because if you don't, you'll go through 52 weeks and you never will have progressed your goal. So it's time to really think about your goal, break your goal down into objectives, and those things need deadlines and timeframes. And they need to be very bite-sized so that when you accomplish them, you're building that muscle of achieving. You're feeding that craving to feel like you are productive. And so when you do that, you build the muscle and you are more likely to crush your goals and everything that gets in the way, honestly. All right, bold goal crushers, it's time to crush your goals and everything that gets in the way. So let's get to it. Thank you for tuning in to the Bold Goal Crusher podcast, where we crush goals and everything that gets in the way. I always love to support my community, so feel free to text the word GOAL to 480-530-5368. Again, 480-530-5368 and the word GOAL. And then tell me all about your goals and dreams. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you crush your goals this year.